It might have to be a three-way deal where the Knicks have to get draft picks to send to Milwaukee as well. I'm not doing that deal now. I'm not saying the Knicks are a sure thing to win the title. In their way, Oklahoma City, Denver. We saw the Spurs are a team on the come. Lakers have played well. In their own conference, you got Detroit. They're the real deal. Then we find out that Boston might get back Jason Tatum this year. So that might be one of those teams where they get in as an 8th seed, and with Jason Tatum, they're not really an 8th seed. Yeah, I don't think this is the time. Do I want Antetokounmpo? Yes, I don't want him on this team. Now, if the Knicks win a championship and they want to, change things up a little bit and not run it back, okay, we can talk about that then. But I want to see if this team, as presently constructed, without any major reconstruction, if they're a championship team. Because I think if you get Giannis now, you're breaking all the vibe up. You're just breaking it up. I don't think that team with Giannis is going to be a championship-level team, especially if you take another big piece away in addition to Cat, and I think you have to. You're not getting him just for Cat. So if I'm Leon Rose and company, I'm pumping the brakes on even discussing Antetokounmpo. It doesn't make sense to me. This team is too good right now. And I don't know if it would be this good acquiring Antetokounmpo in February. Next year, yeah, I want them to go after him next year. Not now. Let's see what you got. Let's roll. Dance with the one you brung. This is a good team. If it had huge holes, I understand. Are they a great defensive team? No. But when you look at this offense right now, Antetokounmpo's not a perfect fit. Not a great outside shooter. He's not. This team now moves the ball. They work the perimeter. They cut. They make great, crisp passes. They have a great camaraderie and chemistry. I'm not making that deal. I'm not. I'm just not. You might all disagree with me, and I understand if you do, because when you get a chance to get a great player like Giannis, you usually grab it. But not in the middle of the season, because I think it takes too long for a team to gel. This team is gelling. And if it doesn't suffer a tough injury, they got a chance. They really do. You watch them, they've got a chance. 1-800-919-3776. Let's get you involved. 1-800-919-3776. And since we're talking basketball, why don't we just start it off with the man, Spike in St. Pete. Spike.
Well, that's very kind of you. I want to make sure I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Most important, good health for all. I'm experiencing that now. Yeah. Hey, listen, that's all I want. I want more time on my clock. So last week I call you, and I tell you, I'm a co-host. You always give me time, and you admire my basketball knowledge, and you like old people. I fit the profile. I said, if you were really my friend, you would have told me to go to FanDuel or whatever the betting is here and bet on Tyler Kolek and Jordan Clarkson. A once-in-a-lifetime, put up 28 points and the bench wake up. You're not my friend. You didn't tell me to do it last night.
I made the money myself. You're right, Spike.
You greedy SOB. and my wife offered to make her homemade chicken parm, and you said, don't bother, don't do it. I understand where you're coming from. But anyway, all kidding aside, they could have lost that game and walked out of there, and we would have felt like crap. Rick Carlisle, he's a real hard boot, man. He's a tough guy from Ogdensburg, New York, and I only know that because in my working career, I had business up there. And he's a tough guy. He's a tough player, with the Celtics and all. But he didn't have to say that. Mike Brown, my buddy, I talk every game with, says Mike Brown's making the right moves. He inherited a really good team. This kid, Kolek, he's almost even the underhand layup. That's what Wade Brunson does it. Yep. He's making great passes. He put in these two young kids. Yeah, they're throwing the ball away a little bit. But when push comes to shove, did you catch what Clyde said to him?
Yeah, he said
Clyde yelled out to him, hey, Brunson, you kicked the ball out of bounds so you can make the game winner?
Yeah.
And Clyde said, what did he say? He said something. He said, I want to thank the Lord for having Tyler Kolek. I played like garbage tonight. He did. Mm-hmm. He played terribly. But he makes the game winner. He has that gene. Yeah, that's the gene in him. He's done it in high school. He's done it, and they show pictures of him with Patrick Ewing, with running around as a 6-year-old, in his shorts. But
so let me ask you the question I just put out there. Would you trade for Antetokounmpo and break this team up?
No, I sent you a message. I wouldn't touch him. I wouldn't touch him if we win it. If somehow we win it, everyone. The only team I'm worried about is, well, two teams, Denver and OKC. If we get there, I'm happy, win or lose. I think we could win it this year. Our defense will never be top 10. It is now. It's 9, but our offense is top 2. So you got to spread it out, and you got to deal with the big problem. Until I die, I'll say it. You got to figure out how to keep Mitchell Robinson on the court in the close game with the foul shooting. That's the only problem they're going to have, Michael. They could shoot with anybody.
They could, and I know because you sit there and you watch the game like me every minute. They're fun to watch. There's something to be said for the entertainment aspect of it. Sometimes you win in a plodding manner, okay? And last year was kind of that. And I still enjoyed it because if you're a Knicks fan, you want them to win. But they're much more dynamic now offensively. They move the ball. It's not just Brunson dribbling for 10 seconds to get his angle. No, it's not that. This is different. This is entertainment. Let's go to Manny in Flushing. Manny.
Oh, thank God.
Hey, man.
Hey, Mike. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good. Look, listen, it's a great win for the Knicks. They were down by 16 twice against a Pacers team who I think they're going to miss more Turner than they do Halliburton. That's just me. But nonetheless, listen, you're down by 16 tries. I'm glad that he got the bench rolling. And, you're right. They could have lost the game if they want to, but I just think that this Knicks team has so much pride. I think they were motivated because a lot of people were talking about, this team could have a hangover following that Cup title. And I would say this, speaking of that Cup, listen, I love what Prime is doing, but if that Cup final was on NBC instead of Prime, I think the ratings would have been triple. Trust me.
It is interesting you bring that up, Matty, because I saw the ratings. I didn't see the ratings for the final, but the semis, they weren't very good at all. I think the Knicks game, which was earlier, was 1.5 million. And the Oklahoma City San Antonio game was 2 million. That's dreadful. Really, really dreadful. Because you get the Massengill Bowl, and they get 5 million viewers. And I know that it's Prime and it's streaming, but Thursday Night Football gets 16 to 20 million people watching it, so they find Prime for that. They didn't find it. I've been singing the praises of the Cup because it gave us a really great game on Tuesday, but I don't think it resonated with people at all. When you see numbers like that, that's minuscule. That had to be a huge disappointment for the NBA and for Prime. Again, I don't know the number for the final, but the numbers for the semis were not indicative of a tournament, and I say that with quotes around it, that resonated with the fans. I'm sure a lot of people in New York watched and San Antonio, but it didn't resonate with NBA Nation. It just didn't. And I'm surprised because forget about you don't like the Cup. It doesn't mean anything. It's contrived. Okay, whatever. But it was good basketball. It was really good basketball. Now, what Manny said, if it's on NBC or if it's on ABC, it's on ESPN, probably gets better numbers. But would it be that much better than that? Because, again, when there's something that's worthy on, like Thursday Night Football, they're anywhere from 16 to 20 million. That's on Prime. So enough people have it to have 20 million people watch football, but only 1.5 and 2 million to watch the Cup. That was weird. That was weird. Let's go to Earl in Brooklyn. Earl, talk to me.
Hey, Mike, good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm good. Mike, so we got it's what's going on here with the Knicks. We got two left-hand guards between Brunson and Colvin, and that's tough. When you have one left-handed guard, it's hard to guard them. I played basketball. It's hard to guard lefties. And when you have two that can get to the rim, that can finish in the paint, that can pass off the dribble, shoot off the dribble, the Knicks right now are looking good. These guys, they take their open shots. If they don't have the open shot, they dribble. You see Kobe dribbles all the way around. He's all over and over. He's always in the corner. He sees them all the time. 3-point shot, open 3-point shot.
So, Earl, let me ask you a question. What do you do when McBride comes back? Because I'm worried. What do you do?
You continue to ride the horse that's getting you right there, and you let McBride feed in. That's what you do. You continue to ride what's going on, right? And then you let McBride gradually come back. Because right now you're killing him. Right now you're killing him.
Because one thing, though, Earl, and you know it, McBride was playing well before he got hurt. I mean, he was draining threes. So
he was playing well, but he wasn't playing as good as COVID is playing.
You're right.
Big difference.
Yep.
Big difference. And he's a big guard, and he can guard the next guy. He can guard the one, or he can guard the two. So that's what we're looking for. Always remember, you got to have two people out there that can guard both positions. Brunson is a little liability, but COVID can guard the one and the two. McBride can only guard the one.
That's a great point. It's a really great point. Thank you for the phone call, Earl. I'm told by my people that 3 million people watched the Cup final on Prime. Better than, obviously, the semis. But you know what? A lot of NBA fans missed a really good game. Now, I don't know, a typical NBA game, what it draws during the season, what NBC gets, what ESPN or ABC get. I'm sure it's not all that much more. So I guess it's commensurate, but, I mean, we're looking at, a cup, a tournament, last one standing. You think that people would be interested. One of the great mysteries to me in life, and ESPN, I think, has every single bowl game but one. I think there's one game on Fox. The amount of people that watch bowl games that mean nothing. Nothing. It's stunning to me. That's why when people say, oh, we've got to redo the bowl system. Why? ESPN likes it. They're getting people to tune in for nothing games that mean absolutely nothing in the scheme of things. And then a great game like Tuesday got 3 million. I don't think they're overtly disappointed with it, but privately they probably thought they would get more. Privately, they probably thought they'd get more. Let's go to Mark in Charlotte. Mark.
What's up, Mike? Thanks for taking the call.
You got it.
I saw Kolek play for Marquette. My younger cousin went to Marquette. We went out there for a game. Kolek stood out to me as a college player, and me and my buddies in a group chat, we always talk. We were talking last year. We were like, we got to get Kolek on the court. He's a game changer, and I'm really glad that it's showing now.
See, I wonder if you felt like this, Mark, because I watched him a little bit at Marquette, and I said, wow, that's a good college player. I didn't know if it would translate to the NBA, but it obviously has.
One thing that DHR was talking about earlier in the week is how to keep fans engaged in the NBA Cup. And an idea that immediately came to my mind was the NBA League Pass. When you sign up for NBA League Pass, the consumer chooses their favorite team.
Okay.
So let's say that I'm a Knicks fan. I sign up for League Pass. I choose the Knicks as my favorite team. If my team wins the NBA Cup, what if the league gave a free year subscription to the League Pass to keep fans more engaged to root for their team during the Cup? Just wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
It's not crazy, because if you can engage fans to give them something more to root for other than their team winning, now it's actually getting into their wallet where they could save money if their team won. Yeah, they might be more engaged. It's not a terrible idea, but again, leagues don't like giving money back. So would they do that? Well, leagues gave $530,000 to each player. Probably wouldn't be that much to give, all the fans that sign up as Knicks fans NBA League Pass for the rest of the year. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Good callers today. Good co-host, man. You guys are bringing it. Let's continue. 1-800-919-3776. We come back, more of your phone calls. Remember, we're going to talk to Mark Kriegel at 1:45 about tonight's heavyweight boxing match between Tate and Jake Paul and Joshua, Anthony Joshua. I can't wait. I'm going to watch it. I really am. 1-800-919-3776. We go till 3. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg then, right here on ESPN New York. PC Richard & Son gives you their holiday price guarantee. If the price goes lower now through December 24th, they will match it so your price is protected. Only at PC Richard & Son.
Blue Shirts fans, it's time for Rangers hockey, and the action starts on Saturday at Blue Haven South with Team ESPN New York and Ultra. Whether you need a pregame spot or you're looking for the right Rangers bar to watch the game versus the Flyers, Blue Haven South is your destination. The party tips off at 12 p.m., and ESPN will be giving away plenty of ESPN prizes. Join fellow Rangers fans on Saturday at 121 Fulton Street and enjoy Ultra Draft and bottle specials all day long. It all happens at Blue Haven South.
This is Rick Brunson, the assistant coach from the New York Knicks. I'll be driving to our games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing. Just mention I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory and great deals on new vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Rick Brunson sent you.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter. If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-705-9484. 800-705-9484. 800-705-9484.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know, to check if they're going for it on 4th down before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Rich Eisen here, and we're brought to you by Sonos. This season, make your home feel alive with Sonos speakers. From cinematic sound that pulls you into every holiday movie to game day audio that puts you right in the middle of the action, Sonos makes it effortless to fill your home with incredible ambiance. Stream everything you love, music, movies, or your favorite sports podcast, all in one place. Sonos' holiday sale is on now through December 28, 2025 at Sonos.com. Discover how easy it is to bring every room to life with Sonos.
Ah, yes. Some holiday music. Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. 7 p.m. We're talking about Knicks host the Sixers at Madison Square Garden. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. right here on 880 ESPN. 7 p.m. the Islanders host the Canucks at UBS Arena. 8 p.m. college football playoff begins with number 8 Oklahoma hosting number 9 Alabama. Pretty good game. You can hear that game in full on 1050 ESPN, and will be joined in progress following our Knicks coverage right here on 880 ESPN. And at 9 p.m., the Devils are in Utah to play the Mammoth. Now, is Don doing that game? Joe Leo, do we know that?
Don is on that game, yes.
Don is on that game, so Don is in Utah. So you can hear that on the MSG family of networks. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew. Try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Well, the Tampa Bay Rays are at it again. Jeff Passan broke this at about 20 minutes ago. The Orioles are getting Tampa Bay's right-hander Shane Baz for outfielder Slater DeBrun, catcher Caden Bodine, right-hander Michael Ferret, outfielder Austin Overn, as well as a competitive balance round A pick, sources tell ESPN. Now, Jeff goes on to say, the price for starting pitchers on the trade market is high, and Baltimore paid it in sending 2 first-rounders, Bodine and DeBrun, a breakout arm. Forrest had a 1.58 ERA, an outfielder with track speed star Overn, as well as another first-round pick. And Jeff says that the first with that story, I apologize, was Ken Rosenthal. I was just talking with Joe Leo, who's helping produce today because Ray Deanahan started his holiday early, and he said, if Tampa Bay called me about a trade, I talk about the weather instead. They're such a smart organization. If you're going to make trades with them, they usually don't turn out well. Usually. They're going to uncover something that maybe you don't see. So the Orioles, who need pitching, gave up a truckload of talent to get Shane Baz, who's okay. I wouldn't say he's unbelievable. He's okay. And they also traded Brandon Lau. And where'd they trade him? To Pittsburgh. I don't know the return yet, but they traded Brandon Lau to Pittsburgh. So Tampa is reloading. And they're not afraid to do that. You know, they have one more year of Lau. They look at Baz and say, you know what? He's at the top of his market value. We've got somebody that could replace him. Let's trade him and get this big haul. So that's what they did. Good for them. Let's see how it plays out. So 2 major trades for the Tampa Bay Rays, Shane Baz and Brandon Lau out, and a lot of young talent in. It is it's not one of those deals where major leaguer for major leaguer. I think Brian Cashman has taken the call on that, a challenge deal, where you trade your major leaguer for somebody else's major leaguer, and you hope that you fill the hole, and you hope that that other player helps them. This is a major leaguer for prospect deals, 2 of them. So let's see how it works out for Tampa Bay. Interesting thing came out of yesterday where Jalen Brunson said that he had nothing to do with the banner not being put up. So it had been reported in several precincts that the players also opined that they didn't want the banner up. And obviously, if Jalen Brunson didn't know about it, then they didn't ask any other players. Jalen Brunson is the captain and the leader of the team. So they made that decision with the coaches and the front office. And I think a lot of it comes down to this is the baby of Adam Silver. And whether they want to admit it or not, James Dolan doesn't like Adam Silver. Now, according to the ratings, last year's NBA Cup final was on ABC. Prime did not have the NBA rights deal yet. So that was the Bucks against the Thunder on ABC, and it got $2.99 million. So we can't blame the fact that it's on Prime because it actually went up to $3 million this year on Prime. Better matchup, I think, with big market Knicks against San Antonio. So it wasn't a Prime thing. It was just that this has not quite caught fire with the NBA fan base. 1-800-919-3776. Dove in Boston. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Mike. What's going on? It's a wonderful Friday afternoon. I'm excited for the weekend.
Yeah, me too.
I wanted to talk about the Knicks. What a great game. I mean, just a great game last night, and I loved seeing Jalen Brunson get his revenge for that Bush League shove that Neesmith gave him right towards the end of the game. That hard foul, I was like, man, don't poke the bear.
Was that Neesmith or Nembhard? I think Nembhard might have.
Oh, was it Nembhard?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I get the names confused on that. Nembhard, rather. Just what a hard shove, and I knew that he was poking the bear and that Brunson would come back and drain a shot, so I was happy to see that come to fruition. But, in terms of the McBride and Kolek topic you were talking about, I think I don't think it's even a problem. I think it's filling a necessity. How much have we said we need a guy off the bench who can handle the ball, a guy off the bench who can run the offense when Brunson is resting? I think we found it. And I think that McBride does a lot of his best work as a 2, not as a 1. And I think that he's a lot of times moving off the ball, shooting the 3, playing defense. I think this is actually just filling a need as opposed to being an overage. I don't know your thoughts on that.
No, I don't disagree with you necessarily, because I think McBride is more of a 1.5, more toward a 2. I would agree with you. And Kolek looks like a pure point guard. There was some conjecture about, maybe even reaching out and getting Chris Paul to be the backup point guard. I don't think you need to do that now. Sometimes your answer is within the house. And it looks like Kolek could really be a guy that could impact this team. And I don't think I'm overreacting. I mean, he was one of the best players in the NBA Cup, did great things, and then he followed up yesterday with an outstanding game, a double-double, 16 points, 11 rebounds. He was outstanding. Let's go to Calvin, Washington Heights. Calvin.
Hey, Michael, how you doing today? Happy holidays to you and your family. I have a quick couple of points that I wanted to say. A couple of weeks ago, I think it was last week, a week and a half ago, you mentioned Tatis to the Yankees. And I loved your point of view in that, because I think he fits for both organizations, for the New York Yankees and the New York Mets. I'm fully aware that Michael King signed yesterday with the San Diego Padres, and I understand they're still trying to keep their team competitive. But I do understand that they have salary situation, and the only way a trade could be done that I realistically see for both parties is if you can take Sander Bogaerts in the package, and they can eat some of his money, $30 million, $20 million. In the Mets case, if they want to bring him, I'll send Lindor, and I'll bring Bogaerts, and I'll ask for Tatis, and I'll give up top prospects to bring Tatis to the Mets. It opens up your window of winning for a longer period of time because he's a younger player. I'm not too excited for Tucker, neither for the Yankees or for the Mets. I feel Tatis is a better overall player than him. And the defensive value that he brings for both organizations is just a great upside.
Well,
Judge, you need to take advantage of Judge in his prime time.
I'll put it this way, Cal. I brought it up. I thought it would be a good guy for the Yankees to go up and get, because they have the minor league talent and the pitching that the Padres would need, and maybe even you throw in a Will Warren, because they need pitchers in the major leagues too. But A.J. Preller said he's not being dealt. He came right out and said he's not being dealt. Now your proposed trade, boy, you got to be really careful if you're bringing in Xander Bogart. Bogart's contract is onerous. It's such a lengthy contract, and he's not the player that he was that you remember with the Red Sox. He's not that guy. So you're going to take on that contract and then plug him in at shortstop and trade Lindor in that? Trading Lindor doesn't make sense because the Padres don't want more money coming their way. Lindor makes more than Bogarts. Lindor makes $34.1 million a year. And he's only signed, I think, for 6 more years. Bogarts is signed until he's like 41 years old. So, no, if I'm the Mets, I would not do that. Now, would I think about Lindor in a deal for Tatis? I love Tatis's game. But I don't think the Padres would do that. They don't want to take on more salary. And I understand what you're thinking, Calvin. If you want them to release their grip on Tatis, any team that's willing to absorb that terrible Bogarts contract, maybe that would get their attention. Because they'd not only be removing Tatis's money, but they'd be removing Bogarts' money as well. But I think that's a price that's too heavy to pay. It is tough to do something like that. It's tough to do something like that. I told you there's a we don't talk that much boxing here because I don't think it's in our audience's wheelhouse for the most part. But Jake Paul is an influencer who has done good things for boxing, brought a lot of eyeballs to boxing, but he's going to fight Anthony Joshua tonight, 2-time heavyweight champion. And I don't know if it's going to go well. It's on Netflix, and I mean, this could be the beginning of the end for Paul, because he's never been in the ring with a legitimate, big-time heavyweight champion. And you can't include Mike Tyson in that because he fought Mike Tyson when he was 58 years old. And it was 2-minute rounds. So, I mean, I watched it. I was entertained by it. And the fact that Tyson survived was kind of stunning. But Anthony Joshua, there's a chance that he could really hurt Jake Paul. Really hurt him. So, I saw the fight. I saw a story that Mark Kriegel has on ESPN.com talking about the potential dangers to Jake Paul. I said, I got to get Mark on. So Kriegel's going to join us in just a moment. Then Jeff Passan about the trades today and the slow developing high end of the free agent market. That's coming up at 2 o'clock. And then we have our 2-pack for sure, my 2 NFL picks. That'll be at the end of the show. It's K and U for 2 right here on ESPN New York.
Listen up, football fans. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
Discover a driving experience crafted to inspire. At Garden City Mazda, exceptional design and sophisticated performance come together. During the Mazda More to Move You sales event, lease the 2025 Mazda CX-5 for $229 a month for 33 months. Or the 2025 Mazda CX-50 for $239 a month for 33 months. Both with $49.95 due at signing. It's the Mazda More to Move You sales event at Garden City Mazda. At Garden City Mazda, expect the exceptional.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
New York Presbyterian treats more heart patients than any other hospital in New York. From common to complex conditions, our cardiologists and heart surgeons are pioneers in advanced heart care, leading the way in minimally invasive treatments for faster recovery times. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital based on U.S. News and World Report 2025 to 2026 Cardiology, Heart, and Vascular Surgery Rankings.
The Winter Savings Event is right now at Bay Ridge Mazda. Lease the 2025 Mazda CX-30S for as low as $169 per month or the 2025 Mazda CX-5. Select for as low as $229 per month and get as low as 0.9% APR financing rates on select model. Plus, enjoy 1 year complimentary of Bay Ridge Plus benefits like ding and dent coverage, key replacement, windshield protection, and roadside assistance. Visit them in Brooklyn or online at BayRidgeMazda.com. Bay Ridge Mazda, where confidence comes standard. See dealer for details.
At Jake's 58 Casino Hotel, we're celebrating this holiday season with our $155,000 Slay the Road drawing, including your chance to win a new Land Rover Defender and $10,000 cash. Earn entries all month long, then be here on January 1st between 12 and 3 p.m. when one winner will be drawn every hour to win up to $20,000 cash. At 4 p.m., one lucky winner will win a Land Rover Defender and $10,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Clinton Yates here, and the holidays are upon us, full of gatherings, toasts, and plenty of cheer. And if you're like me, you want every moment to shine. That's why I head to Total Wine & More, where you'll find it all at the lowest prices, from rich whiskeys and smooth tequilas to festive liqueurs and elegant champagnes. And if you're not sure what to grab, their guides will help you find bottles that impress. You'll always find what you love and love what you find only at Total Wine & More. Spirits not sold in Virginia and North Carolina. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood.
Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Welcome back to the show. So on Netflix tonight, it'll be Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua, heavyweight fight. And it piqued my interest when I was reading ESPN.com today, and Mark Kriegel had a column saying, what a risk this is for Jake Paul. And I said, I've got to get Mark on the show. And I texted him, and he's happy to come on. At least I think he's happy to come on. Now, if you haven't read Mark's book on Tyson, you've missed a lot. It's one of the great sports biographies that I've ever read in my life. That's how good it was. And I'm a fan of Mark's writing anyway, dating back to the time with the New York Daily News. And he joins us now on the show. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
What's up, brother Mike? How are you? I think I'm just going to retire now after that intro.
No, don't. We need more of you. So tell me about the risk that Jake Paul is taking in this fight, because Anthony Joshua is legit.
Mm-hmm. Anthony Joshua, look, he's lost 2 fights to Alexander Usyk. It's no shame, but he put a real beating on Usyk, especially the second time around. Look, Anthony Joshua is one of the heaviest hitters in boxing, perhaps in any era. He's a 250-pound heavyweight. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He's been doing this for a long time, and he's fighting a guy who is a very talented YouTuber. And the state of Florida, in its infinite wisdom, has allowed this fight. And it's not. Listen, I think that Jake Paul has been really good for boxing. I'm not a prude here, but this fight is not good for boxing. This fight is a stunt. To me, this is like, and I'm dating myself here. Maybe I'm dating you. This is Evel Knievel stuff. This isn't boxing, and this is not what the sport needs. The sport's been beat up enough. It's beat itself up enough. But this is like a stuntman thing. This is a goof, and it's potentially dangerous. The real danger. I mean, Jake Paul's a promoter here as well as a fighter, so his situation is something of an anomaly. My gut is I don't think that anyone's going to really see what they came to see, which everybody wants to see the heel get beat up, get his comeuppance. Because Jake Paul is the promoter, I think it's going to stop well short of that. But what happens the next time a promoter wants to pair his heavyweight with, a cruiserweight who's not nearly that level of experience? And I'm not even knocking Paul as a fighter. And you have Florida sanctioning this. This is nuts already, man.
So let me ask you this, Mark. From what you're saying, do you believe it's like a wink with Anthony Joshua? Let's not kill this guy?
I don't think it's a wink. I think that the Tyson fight last time out was a wink. It's why they had the I think there was 16-ounce gloves. Now they have regular 10-ounce gloves. And the genius of Jake Paul, only a few guys in my lifetime who actually understood more about the media than the media understood, or the public than the public understood about itself or themselves. Sharpton, Trump, maybe Vince McMahon, and Jake Paul. I'm not making a political judgment in any way there. It's just you can't lay off it. And he's sort of an expert at calibrating the risk. I mean, Tyson was a phenom because you're almost, you're programmed to be interested in Tyson. And what does a 58-year-old Tyson look like? In point of fact, you can hype it up with little clips on Instagram a lot to make the match seem more palatable than it actually was. But Anthony Joshua is a real heavyweight a great heavyweight, pretty close to his prime. He's, this could be dangerous. Now, and yeah, I'm sorry.
You quoted a boxer in your column today that said this could be a serious injury if Anthony Joshua really goes all out.
Yes, and I mean that's part of the hype for the fight. Joshua said the other day, if I can kill someone in the ring, I will. In the perverse world of boxing, that's ad copy, man.
Right.
That's straight up ad copy. I was talking to Otto Berlin, who went 12 really spectacular rounds with Tyson Fury, and was later knocked out by Anthony Joshua. So he knows just how hard Joshua hits. Of all Berlin's fights, Joshua was the only guy who took him out. Now his corner had the good sense to stop the fight, but he's being pretty clinical when he says, "I'll be really surprised if Jake Paul can last beyond 2 rounds." And then he says to me, this is not a guy who hypes stuff up. He goes, I'm watching it like everyone else, but Jake Paul can really get hurt. Again, this is not a guy who's prone to great hyperbole. He goes, but nor is it something that a fighter likes to admit, but I've never been hit harder than I was hit by Anthony Joshua.
Now, Jake Paul, as you said, very much a self-promoter, and he's brilliant at what he's doing to, he's making himself a lot of money. But wouldn't it hurt the specter of Jake Paul if he just gets bludgeoned out there tonight? Doesn't that set him back?
I think it. Yeah, I do. I mean, first of all, he could wind up really beat up. I don't think that'll happen. I think it'll be some sort of muffled affair. Maybe he grabs him. This is like a Houdini thing. How is he going to escape? And on that level, and this is Paul's brilliance. On that level, it's a perfect hype. I just think that there's lasting damage for boxing here, and that sanctioning it allows you to sanction a lot of mismatches down the line, and B, at a time when you are actually getting a couple of decent fights, and you are seeing the best fight the best, which has not been the rule for a long time in boxing. I think a fight like this, a spectacle like this, reinforces the notion it's a joke sport. And, I do care about this joke sport. And I think that on those 2 levels, it's unfortunate. Aside from the fact that, yes, I believe if Anthony Joshua hits him right, as he should, Jake Paul is going to be really sorry.
Mark Kriegel is our guest here on the Michael K. Show. Do you know what Joshua was making for this fight?
No, I don't. I should, but I mean, look,
Paul's probably making
he ain't
a lot.
doing it for free. Yeah,
right.
He's making a ton of money. I mean, there's no way he would deign to do it. And there is some risk for his reputation if he doesn't knock him out or if he looks silly. But there's no way a world-class heavyweight indulges in this kind of spectacle unless he's getting really well paid. I mean, you can do some of the math yourself. Tyson walked away with $20 million, and I understand why Netflix wanted to do it, and I defended Netflix for doing it last time, and they were using Tyson in the same way that HBO had used Tyson decades before to make their imprint on live sports. I just think that this is not, this ain't that, man. This ain't that.
So let me just.
And by the way, I'm sorry, Mike.
Go.
I mean, I say this. I went to the Garden last summer for a Jake Paul fight, Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. And these 2 women filled the Garden. And they fought, they went the distance at a very, very high level. And it raised the sport. And it certainly raised the women's game. Now, Paul has seen an opportunity on the women's side of the aisle to really make himself felt and known as a promoter. He's done a really good job with that. And that was a special night in the Garden. I haven't seen that, with the guys in a long time. But this is just, to me, this is crap. Sorry.
Right, so let me go get off the off-ramp here for a second and just throw this curve at you. I mean, boxing needs Jake Paul almost to survive. Why is UFC taking over? Why is UFC more popular than boxing now?
Because UFC for a couple of decades now has given you, the best fighting the best. And you can beef about Dana all you want. The MMA guys don't get as paid as much as fighters. Well, they don't get paid as much as certain fighters at the very top of the pay scale. That's true, but people will watch fights. I think that there's something in us that we want to watch a good fight. And all the other sports that we cover, football, basketball, baseball, are in some senses metaphors for what boxing and MMA actually is, which is combat. So there's something that in us that makes you want to see two guys or two women fight each other. The problem is, in boxing, you have these wacky fights, and mismatches become sort of institutionalized. And a really good fight is the exception and not the rule. When you have something like the way Dana constructed the UFC, you have a pretty orderly system where number 3 fights number 4, and the winner gets number 2. Gets the bracket with 2 fights won. It's not like rocket science. In the other sports, you have playoff systems. In boxing, you don't. You have crazy ranking systems by organizations with histories of corruption. They're arbitrary at best, their rankings, and corrupt at worst. So you don't trust that you're getting the best fights. And when you do, you feel like it's a holiday. So unfortunately, Michael, that's a long-winded answer to a pretty short, sensible question. But that's why.
It makes sense. Your answer makes sense. So I'm looking forward to tonight just to see how it plays out. And maybe I slow down on the side of the road when there's an accident. I don't know, but I'm watching tonight. And there's other things to watch, but I'm going to tune in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope you do well, buddy. I hope you have a great holiday, and I always love talking with you.
Happy and merry, brother.
All right. Thank you, my friend. That is the great Mark Kriegel. And again, if you haven't read his Mike Tyson book, it's just extraordinary. So Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua tonight. Coming up, Jeff Passan. Hey, it's Michael K. talking about my friends at PC Richard & Son. They're local, family-owned, and I trust them, and you can too. Right now, save on all the holiday gifts for everyone on your list. And with their holiday price guarantee, your price is protected. If the price goes lower from now through December 24th, they will match it. You can't beat it. Plus, you get fast and free delivery. PC Richard & Son, the company you could trust for over 116 years. Free delivery excludes Manhattan. Right now at Bay Ridge Honda, experience the wonder of holiday savings with the 12 days of deals during Happy Honda Days, like the Accord SE, only $299 per month, or the all-wheel drive HR-V LX for only $269 a month. The 12 days of deals on now during Happy Honda Days, plus receive thousands in benefits and savings with their Bay Ridge Plus Advantage plan. Upfront pricing, total peace of mind. Visit BayRidgeHonda.com. 39 months lease, 7,500 miles per year, 2026 down, plus tax, tag, and fees. See dealer for full details.
Blue Shirts fans, it's time for Rangers hockey, and the action starts on Saturday at Blue Haven South with Team ESPN New York and Ultra. Whether you need a pregame spot or you're looking for the right Rangers bar to watch the game versus the Flyers, Blue Haven South is your destination. The party tips off at 12 p.m., and ESPN will be giving away plenty of ESPN prizes. Join fellow Rangers fans on Saturday at 121 Fulton Street and enjoy Ultra Draft and bottle specials all day long. It all happens at Blue Haven South.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for 3.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
The holidays are here, and Amazon Pickup is your MVP of package pickup. Need that perfect gift like a brand new jersey for the big game? With Amazon Pickup, you can grab your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule at no extra cost. It's fast, it's easy, and it keeps your holiday surprises tucked safely away. So whether you're running from work or heading to the holiday party, Amazon Pickup makes holiday shopping worry-free. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Looking for a fantastic holiday deal? Stop by Boost Mobile tomorrow, Saturday, December 20th from 2 to 6 p.m. at 965D Richmond Avenue on Staten Island for their special holiday event. Free gifts to the first 50 kids and free photos with Santa. Bring the whole family, and while you're there, check out their amazing deal. Unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month. Forever, as in for life. Make the move and watch your savings stack up. Switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigs, you may experience slower speeds. Pay $25 a month as long as you stay on the Boost Unlimited plan.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. During the More to Move You event, lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 2.5S all-wheel drive for $159 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely, choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM839072. MSRP $26,690. Zero security deposit. Ends 1/2/26.
Harry Douglas here, and the holidays are rolling in, and if men in your life are struggling with their holiday wish list, tell them to add Manscaped to make gift-giving easy and completely stress-free this year. From the beard hedger to the lawnmower trimmer, Manscaped's precision tools keep you looking sharp, feeling confident, and ready for every event and celebration. Right now at Target, get 20% off on the Handyman Shaver, Beard Hedger, and the Chairman Plus Essentials Kit, a must-have for a smooth face shave. Hurry up though, offer ends December 27th.
Hey fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
All right, the baseball market, there's a couple of trades today, but the top end of the market has moved somewhat slowly. I mean, we've had a couple of big signings, but still Kyle Tucker's out there and Bregman's out there, Valdez is out there, Bellinger's out there. And I said, I got to check in with the Jeff Passan. And he said, sure. So here's Jeff, our baseball expert at ESPN. What's up, Jeff? How you doing?
Michael K., it's been too long, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well. I want to just get one thing out of the way because I'm curious about this. At this time of the year, really always, you and guys like Sham Charania and Adam Schefter, you're always, you're on call. So when you're on a show like this, what happens if something breaks? You must have another phone where you'll get that information. What would happen?
I would hang up on you.
Okay. So you do have a second phone.
I mean, would that, I would be nice about it. I would say, hey, Michael, I apologize, but there's something happening, and I got to go. And I'm curious, what would your reaction be? Would you, I know you can be a little sensitive sometimes. I wouldn't, it would be nothing personal. Would your feelings be hurt?
No, I would be excited because I know that there's something big that's happening. No, I understand. Your job one is breaking baseball news. Job 550 is talking to me on the show right now. So I appreciate you giving me the time. But I am sensitive.
Pleasure is always mine, buddy.
All right, so the deals today they got a big package of prospects back from the Orioles, Tampa Bay Rays. I would be fearful if I was another team, Jeff, dealing with Tampa Bay, because I just think they're smarter than everybody else. What'd you think of the deal that the Orioles gave up for Shane Baz, who's a good pitcher, but certainly not great?
He is good. And, he struck out almost 180 and 166 innings last year. He's been hurt practically his whole career. So this was the first real healthy season for Shane Baz. And he comes with an additional 3 years of club control. And that's something that's been very important to the Orioles and their conversations. And I think Baltimore felt like it's got a deep enough farm system now where they could give up Slater DeBrun and Caden Bodine, who they took in the first round last year. The third player is Michael Ferret, who they took in the 14th round back in 2023. And then Austin Oburn is the fourth player. He was the third rounder in 2024, and they sent a draft pick as well. It's a really good return for the Rays, especially for a guy who's coming off a year where he had a 4.87 ERA. But at the same time, there's no true carrying guy in this package. It's more of a depth deal. And when you're a team like the Rays, Michael, that needs to compete with the New York Yankees and with the Boston Red Sox and with the Toronto Blue Jays and, of course, with the Orioles as well, you need that depth. If you're not going to have payroll, you need to have a constant supply of guys coming up from the minor league system, because there are going to be some who succeed, but there are going to be plenty more who fail, and you got to mitigate those failures by giving yourself as many opportunities as possible to hit on a guy.
And they also shed some salary by trading Brandon Lau. How about the return there?
Not done yet, so it's in medical reviews right now. And as you know, I remember a few years ago the Joey Gallo trade. That was in medical reviews. A couple things came back, and the players got adjusted. So at this point, I'm not going to say definitively that it's happening, but Brandon Lau going to Pittsburgh, which has been seeking a bat all winter. Ryan Clifford is supposed to head back to the Rays if this deal gets done. You guys might be familiar with him from his time with the Mets, getting traded to Houston a couple of years back, and the Astros are getting Mike Burrows, a right-hander with 6 years of club control. They've been looking all offseason for controllable starting pitching, and took a three-way trade to get it done. But if this thing is completed, it's going to be one of those days where I think a few years down the road we look back for the Rays, and their success, it depends on hitting on deals like this. And let's remember, Michael, Shane Baz came to the Rays in one of these such deals where they also got Tyler Glasnow and Austin Meadows from the Pittsburgh Pirates for Chris Archer,
which was a great deal for them. So let's go to the top of the free agent market. Everybody gets anxious now. They want things to move. It's a slow-moving market. Last year, Soto was signed by now, but you've got Tucker still unsigned. And I'm wondering, is the Tucker situation stalling everything else?
No, because Tucker is in such a different class financially, I think, than everyone else. You know, the combination of his age at 28 and his skill set, which we've seen on display for half a decade right now, he's a really, really, really good player. So I think that when you're the best player in a class, you can wait, because at the end of the day, all of these teams understand that he's going to get a huge bag of money. Now, is it going to be of the 10, 11, 12-year variety, you know, an Aaron Judge, Vlad Guerrero style deal for $300 million plus, or is it going to be a shorter term, higher average annual value kind of deal that would bring the Los Angeles Dodgers into the mix? You know, when we're in that financial realm, Michael, there's only so many teams that are willing to pay those kinds of prices for a player. So you're automatically limited in your market by that. But at the end of the day, I think this is a real litmus test for teams. Do you want to win the World Series? If you want to win the World Series, you should probably be trying to sign Kyle Tucker if you have the means to do so. And it happens to be in your fair city, both of the teams do have the means to do so. It's just a question of their willingness.
Now, let me ask you a little bit more about Tucker. Do you think, I mean, he had kind of an okay injury-plagued year with the Cubs. Did he hurt his value a little bit, Jeff?
Yeah, I think the value went down some because you want your guy to have, you know, especially if you're going to be spending that kind of money on him, Michael, you want him to be coming off of a platform year where he looked like a superstar. And Kyle Tucker, for the first 2 months of the season last year, looked like a superstar, got hurt, tried to play through it. That wasn't smart, wound up struggling, had a month where he was arguably the worst player in baseball, just completely lost everything he had, but he was limited. And I think that, you know, teams are asking themselves, how is he going to age? What's the body going to look like? And if you look at Kyle Tucker, just objectively speaking, 6'4", you know, 190, 200 pounds, somewhere in there, it looks like the kind of body that's going to age well. So then it comes down to factors. How hard do we believe he's going to work? How much do we think he cares? And I think a lot of what's been said and written about Kyle Tucker conflates two things. I think it conflates his personality which is very reserved. He's not going to be a leader in the clubhouse. He's not going to be a rah-rah guy. I think conflating that with somebody's willingness to go out and work can be a dangerous thing. And I think Kyle Tucker now feels like he has something to prove, because if teams don't want to give him that mega deal that he was thinking he was going to get this winter, that says a lot. And I think that does not reflect who he is as a player and who he is as a person. So I think he's going to go out there with a lot to prove, and whatever team gets him is going to be much better for having gotten him.
You mentioned the Yankees and the Mets. I'm getting the sense, Jeff, that the Yankees are not in on Tucker. Do you think the Mets are in on Tucker?
I don't see the Mets right now being in on Tucker, but I think this is all, Michael, so dependent on the way the rest of the market moves. And that's where the Mets are right now. I'm not panicking for the Mets. We saw Steve Cohen's tweets earlier today about the payroll, how he doesn't anticipate it being different from last year. That's a good sign for the Mets. Mets fans are understandably aggrieved that all of these players, whether it's Pete Alonso or Edwin Diaz or Brandon Nimmo, who they had devoted so much time and energy and effort and love to as fans over the last half decade, are no longer there. But I said this on Buster Olney's podcast a couple days ago, and I'll say it again. I'm sorry, when you go 83 and 79, when you collapse the way that they did, when you have clubhouse issues, regardless of how big those issues are, clubhouse issues, period, when you have the combination of all of those things, Michael, you better change things up. You better do something a little bit different, because what they have right now, it hasn't worked. And when you keep going back thinking that something that's been the same again and again and again is going to change, we know that is the definition of insanity. In the New York Mets, I'm sorry for whatever flaws they might have right now, they're not being run like an insane team. They are disciplined, and perhaps down the road, by the end of the time free agency comes around, we can say definitively that they were disciplined to a fault. But there are just too many good players left out there, Michael, for me to sit here and say that the Mets offseason is doomed. They just gotta get going, because every player who signs, every player who's traded for who's not going to the Mets, that's another opportunity that's missed, and that narrows the number of guys that they have the ability to go out and change this team with.
Now, you're really good with these sorts of questions. So for the Met fan, the love affair with David Stern seems to be over. The bloom is definitely off the rose. Is there a possibility that a guy like Stearns is probably better in a small market environment where he could work the margins brilliantly rather than be the GM of the Mets?
Is it possible? Sure. But I don't think those two things are mutually exclusive. And I think the Los Angeles Dodgers are the perfect representation of that. If you look at what they did at the trade deadline last year, they went out and acquired Brock Stewart and Alex Call. Those were their two big moves. They sold with Dustin May, and they shipped more guys out than they did go and acquire. So you can work on the margins while still doing the big deals. It's, the world's tiniest violin for any general manager who has a payroll the size that David Stearns is. But, it takes some time, I think, to understand managing those two things. But in baseball, what's most valuable once you get beyond payroll, and I suppose payroll sort of funds this, but what's most valuable for a front office is its ability to do multiple things, to have that optionality, and figuring out how to balance that. It took Andrew Friedman a couple of years to do in Los Angeles too. Once he did, the Dodgers turned into the juggernaut that they are right now, the team that every other team in Major League Baseball is chasing, and the rightful and understandable favorites to win a third consecutive World Series, and do that for the first time since the Yankees back during their late 90s, early 2000s dynasty. So it is possible, and I still think that the Mets are salvageable and that David Stearns can prove his mettle in this market, but they got work to do, because this team, as it is currently constituted right now, is okay at best.
All right, let's shift over to the Yankees. Yankee fans very frustrated. They bring back Grisham on the qualifying offer, Ryan Yarbrough. So things being done essentially on the margins as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? Again, it's very early, but do you know what their plan is? Because I haven't figured it out.
I think the Yankees like the team that they have right now and think that they can win the American League East with it. If opportunities present themselves, I think that they will jump at them, but I don't think that we're going to see an offseason with the Yankees being the most aggressive team out there like we've grown used to. And that for Yankees fans, that's an understandably tough pill to swallow, especially when you see Baltimore adding Pete Alonso and Shane Baz and Taylor Ward and Ryan Helsley, especially when you see Toronto adding Cody Ponce and Dylan Cease and making moves there. And I don't think that the Blue Jays are done. I think they're going to get a big bat. And I'm not sure whether that's Kyle Tucker or Alex Bregman or Bo Bichette or maybe multiple of them. But I think the Blue Jays right now are in a position where they are willing to spend. They feel like they have a window here, and they're going to take advantage of Vladimir Guerrero's prime years and the team that pushed the Dodgers to the precipice in the World Series last year. And is what the Yankees are doing enough right now? No, but again, it's still early in the winter, and it's very easy to get caught up, particularly when you see what these other teams are doing as a Yankees fan. But you also have to acknowledge that the Yankees are starting from a better position than the Orioles were, and from a very similar position to what the Blue Jays were. So I'm not giving up hope on the winter for the Yankees yet. I think there are some trade possibilities. They're not looking to send Jazz Chisholm away, but if there's a deal that makes sense for them, then they're going to jump at that. I think part of this too, Michael, is they did a lot at the trade deadline last year. They shored up their bullpen and have a closer now in David Bednar and have Camilo Duvall in there. They shored up their base with Ryan McMahon and have a Gold Glove defender there. So the Yankees are a team that, to me, doesn't have a whole lot of weaknesses, but the ones that they do have are acute enough that they need addressing, and there needs to be something done. They can't go into next season with this same team, but I just don't know that they're going to be in the middle of any big moves.
Now, Brian Cashman has not hidden the fact that, they have a desire to bring back Bellinger, but how likely is that? Because I'm not sure, but I think that Bellinger might, with Boris, price himself out of what the Yankees are willing to pay for him.
I could see that being a possibility because Cody Bellinger wants years. Cody Bellinger wants dollars. And coming off the season he did, I don't blame him. He was really, really good last year, and there should be a market for him at 6-7+ years. I think shooting for that, like he is, makes complete sense. Is that going to be with the Yankees? I think if we're in the $200 million range, no, probably not. I think they're comfortable with Trent Grisham going into this season, and the old chestnut. It's true. There's no such thing as a bad one-year contract. So Trent Grisham at a year and $22 million is a very reasonable thing to do. I don't know that it's going to get in the way of them bringing Bellinger back as much as the size of the contract. But if I'm both the Yankees and the Mets, Michael, the one thing that I'm thinking about this winter is that when you look at the free agent classes after the 2026, 2027 seasons, there are not a whole lot of good bats out there. Like, it's going to be pretty slim picking. So this might be your best opportunity to go out and get guys. But we also don't know what the financial state of baseball is going to look like after 2027. I don't think there's going to be a salary cap, but it's going to be something that I anticipate owners are going to be pushing for. And, of the teams that would be affected, the Yankees and the Mets are right at the top.
So Bregman looked like it was a sure thing that he was going to go back to the Red Sox. He certainly had a good time there. He opted out of his deal, which was averaging $40 million a year, but just 3 years. And now there are rumors about Arizona being interested. Is there a chance that Bregman doesn't end back with the Red Sox?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how much the Arizona thing is going to work. I think that the Blue Jays are very much in the mix there. It's a little bit tougher for them because they've had Ernie Clement and Addison Barger at third base, and both have done well there. Clement could theoretically slide over to second, and Barger could play right field, and suddenly that takes Anthony Santander out of the mix. But I think the Blue Jays understand chemistry matters and leadership matters. And I think they benefited greatly last year from the team that they had on the field. And Alex Bregman, say what you will about him, but he's regarded as a very, very good clubhouse guy and somebody who could be a leader for that team going forward. So I could see Bregman there. The Cubs, it's been a flirtation that's been going on 2 years now. And the question ultimately is, are they going to be willing to offer, and Tom Ricketts specifically, is he going to be willing to offer the kind of deal that Bregman wants? He's seeking 6 years. He believes he's going to get 6 years. He's going to hold out, I think, for 6 years until it's patently clear that no one would offer him that. But as many teams as need not just good players, but impact guys in the clubhouse, I think ultimately Bregman will get that.
We're talking with Jeff Passan here on the Michael K. Show. For the longest time, it seemed like San Diego wanted to shed salary, and then they signed Michael King to a 3-year, $75 million deal. Are they still looking to shed salary, or was that just a smokescreen?
No, I think they're always looking to. And look, maybe they do it with Nick Pivetta. Maybe they do it with Jake Cronenworth. The problem with the Padres is that a lot of their contracts are just untradeable at this point. Xander Bogaerts, you would have to pay that down by $100 million for someone to even think about it, I think, or at least include the kind of talent along with it that would make up for that. I don't think Manny Machado is going anywhere. Fernando Tatis Jr. is a very interesting trade possibility, but he's their franchise player. I don't anticipate him going anywhere, at least yet. Maybe that's something for a year or two down the road. But obviously the Padres like Michael King a lot, and if he's healthy, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. Like, we saw that a couple of years ago, and even when he came back last year, over half the season, he pitched very well. So getting him for 3 years at $75 million, there is a fair bit of downside for the Padres in that deal because King can opt out after the first and second years of it. So he can time re-entry into the market, or he's just guaranteed $75 million. But the Padres also know that they didn't have to lock in like a 6 or 7 year deal like something for Carlos Rodon when they could get Rodon-type production from King.
And they don't have Darvish this year either. It's funny because Peter Seidler was going for it. He knew he was ill. And some of the contracts that he signed, like the Darvish contract didn't make sense. The Bogaerts contract at the time didn't make sense. So Preller is very, very bright. So I guess he thinks that King, essentially on a 1 year deal, makes a lot of sense. And he does get a starter if he's healthy, gives him 30 starts, and is really, really top level.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Are you of the opinion that the Dodgers going out and getting whatever they want is bad for baseball?
Oh, this is a tough one.
I know.
Here's what's bad for baseball. What's bad for baseball is fans feeling like their teams don't have a chance. Now, all of this is within a collectively bargained agreement among the 30 owners and the 1,200 players. So I have a hard time sitting here saying that something that everyone agreed was fair suddenly is unfair because one team happens to be really good at pretty much everything in the sport. And that's what the Dodgers are right now, Michael. They have arguably the best farm system in baseball. And that doesn't come by accident. They're doing that, drafting 27th and 28th and 29th and 30th every year. Now, are they spending way more than everybody else? And does that feel unfair? Yes. I understand that. But again, it's within the constraints of the rules that everybody agreed upon. So I can't sit here post facto and say that, the Dodgers are doing anything that any other team wouldn't do. Now, the advantages that the Dodgers have, their television deal is monumentally good, but a lot of the monetary advantages beyond that come from Shohei Ohtani. And Shohei Ohtani was out there for all 30 teams to sign, Michael. Everyone could have had him. The Angels had him for 6 years and didn't do any of the stuff that the Dodgers are doing with him right now. So, part of me loves the idea that there's someone that everyone is chasing, in the same way that in the 2000s, after the Yankees won 4 championships in 5 years, everyone was chasing the Yankees. And it turns out it was not a guarantee of future success. They won 1 World Series since then, and that's it. And I don't think, similarly, that money guarantees you success. We've seen it with the Mets 2 of the last 3 years. We've seen it from the Yankees for the last 15 plus years. It's not a guarantee. You have to be good at other parts of this sport in order for it to translate into something. But money buys you the ability to make mistakes. The Dodgers made a mistake with Tanner Scott, and they papered it over with cash given to Edwin Diaz. And that's where the advantage, I think, fans have a really tough time coming to grips with it.
Now, you mentioned you don't think there's going to be a cap, and this is the final question. And we're talking with Jeff Passan on the show. I'm against anybody who has his ability to get whatever he wants curtailed, because if the owners had to deal with that, they wouldn't be billionaires. But here's the but: every other sport has it. So how will the Players Association fight it and go, it's not right, it's socialism? And Manfred could point at the NBA, the NHL, and the NBA and go, they're all doing well with a cap.
Yeah, but they are all doing well with the cap, but that doesn't mean they're doing well because of the cap. And it's a matter of causation or correlation. Is the salary cap what is causing successes or parity in other leagues? Or is a salary cap just part of a system that all in all causes that? Because the Players Association, the MLB Players Association, can point to any number of metrics that show that competitive balance in baseball is similar to, if not better, than those in the capped sports. And it's very simple, Michael. And I think this is what the PA is trying to get across. Your job, not just yours, but anyone who's listening right now, if your job had a ceiling on how much money you could make, regardless of how good you are at it, regardless of how much better you are than everyone else is at it, would that feel fair to the worker? Would that feel fair to the person who's doing the job? No. So why would players ever accept this if there weren't a system that they could put in place that would guarantee that they're not being limited or hindered? I get it. Major League Baseball is going to say players would be better off in a cap system, and perhaps there are ways that you could make a cap system such that right now it's better for players. But at the end of the day, if you are a player right now, and this is the perspective that the vast majority of them I've spoken with about this subject have, if you're a player right now, maybe it would be more beneficial, but 2 or 3 or 4 basic agreements down the road, when that percentage of revenue keeps pushed down and down and down, when you start the cap system, you are never going to get a better deal than you have that first time around. And is that something that's going to be beneficial to players? From what they think right now? No, absolutely not.
Interesting. We could talk about this for hours, but that's not fair to you. I thank you. You're the best. I hope you and your family have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas.
Michael, same to you, and to everybody listening, a fantastic holiday season for all of you. And Michael, it's been great being back with you. Thanks for having me on.
Talk to you soon, my friend. Thank you.
See you, pal.
That's Jeff Passan. Now, he mentioned something that Steve Cohen said. When we come back, I'll tell you exactly what he said. It was in a tweet, and I guess he's also a little annoyed by the wording. You'll see he's a little bit annoyed with the cesspool that is social media. We'll talk about that in just a moment when we get back right here on the K Show, rolling till 3. At that time, Don Hahn and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
New York Presbyterian treats more heart patients than any other hospital in New York. From common to complex conditions, our cardiologists and heart surgeons are pioneers in advanced heart care, leading the way in minimally invasive treatments for faster recovery times. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital based on U.S. News and World Report 2025 to 2026 cardiology, heart, and vascular surgery rankings.
The Winter Savings Event is right now at Bay Ridge Mazda. Lease the 2025 Mazda CX-30S for as low as $169 per month, or the 2025 Mazda CX-5. Select for as low as $229 per month and get as low as 0.9% APR financing rates on select models. Plus, enjoy 1 year complimentary of Bay Ridge Plus benefits like ding and dent coverage, key replacement, windshield protection, and roadside assistance. Visit them in Brooklyn or online at BayRidgeMazda.com. Bay Ridge Mazda, where confidence comes standard. See dealer for details.
Murray to the net. Score! The New York Islanders are back in action with a brand new theme night schedule you won't want to miss. Bring your friends out for the holidays and take home a custom holiday replica jersey, or arrive early for special bobblehead giveaway nights for Matt Barzal and Bo Horvat. Barzal for Horvat. Score! Explore the full theme night schedule at NewYorkIslanders.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
At AT&T, we guarantee our network so you can talk college football with your BFF while taking Buster to the vet.
Hey, yeah, I can't believe he ate the whole thing of chicken wings.
And I can't believe we're staging a comeback. Touchdown!
Yes! Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day's service. For wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers, must be connected to impacted tower at onset of outage. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for full details.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Hey, tonight, 8 p.m., Alabama, Oklahoma on 10:50 a.m., and we'll be joined in progress on 8:80 a.m. following the Knicks game. You can also watch that game on ESPN TV and ABC7. Tomorrow, 12 p.m., Miami against Texas A&M is on 10:50 a.m., or you could watch that game on ESPN TV and ABC7. 3:30, Tulane Ole Miss can be heard on 8:80 a.m. and 10:50 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. James Madison, Oregon can be heard on 8:80 a.m. and 10:50 a.m. All right, so the Post ran a story the other day projecting the Met payroll to be anywhere from 310 to 320. Last year, according to most reports, the Mets were at 341. So from the Post projection, it looks like the Mets would have a lower payroll than they did last year. Not necessarily the way it's going to end up. They could end up they go out tomorrow and sign Kyle Tucker, and changes the whole paradigm. But, obviously Steve Cohen starts getting ripped on social media. And he came back today with two very pointed tweets. First one, as typical, he writes, the usual idiots misinterpreting a post article on Mets payroll for 26. I can't imagine our payroll to be lower than last year. It's always hard to predict, but that would be my best guess. Then another tweet. Payroll watchers always forget to budget for waiver claims, player movement from minors to majors, and trade deadline moves. That's how it typically works. Well, you know what's funny is since he bought the team a little over 5 years ago, he has been beloved by Met fans. And he's done everything that you'd want an owner to do. He has spared no cost to try to win a World Series. Last year, $341 million, and he doesn't even get a playoff out of it. So he's probably a little annoyed too. But so the guy that Met fans, so romantically, donned with the title of Uncle Steve. Well, Uncle Steve, the fun uncle, just said, shut up to the kids that are jumping around him at Thanksgiving. It wasn't so fun, the uncle, this time. Just shut up. I think he's starting to run out of patience because I've told you before, just on my own personal level, boy, Met fans, a lot of them, not all of them, can be really nasty and really pointed. And if things don't go their way, they strike out. So imagine if they're starting to shoot like these arrows at Steve Cohen. You're not going to put up with it. Because you've seen Steve Cohen kind of disappear off social media, right? He didn't really make an explanation for Pete Alonso being let go, or Nimmo getting traded, or Edwin Diaz signing with the Dodgers. You haven't heard an explanation. He was always out there interacting. Now it's gone away. But when you question whether or not he's spending enough money, well, you saw what happened. He kind of snapped back today, didn't he? So Met fans, I think, my advice to you, and you're not asking for it, nor will you heed it, I'd step lightly around this guy. He's a tough dude, and I think he's done everything that you could have wanted, especially following the Wilpons and their tight wallet. He has spent. It just hasn't resulted in wins, but not because he's not spending. And I think he's starting to get a little annoyed. To use the phrase, the usual idiots misinterpreting a post article, he's not really pleased with the people that are ripping him. See how this goes. Let's go to Peter in Lawrenceville. Peter.
Hey, Michael. Happy holidays, and thanks for having me on. That was a terrific interview with Passan, and I wanted to follow up on that specifically about the Yankees. And it's really to build upon a point you made a couple of weeks ago, and then to talk about sort of the agitation on the part of Yankee fans that, quote unquote, there's no activity.
Right.
First of all, as you pointed out yourself, the Yankees are not the Steinbrenner Yankees anymore. I can go through the list of teams that are owned by hedge funds, and there were like two of them in the Yankees division, the Orioles and Red Sox, the Jays with Rogers Communication, the Dodgers, owned by a hedge fund. The Ricketts family is extremely wealthy, owns the Cubs. The Yankees have to play in a league that they've almost never had to play in before. And while Hal is wealthy, he has only Yankee money, and he doesn't, quote unquote, only Yankee money. And he doesn't own the whole team even. So there's a question, at least for me, as to how much overall freedom he has to spend exactly what he wants. They have a pretty high payroll, but I do think that, as Jeff Passan pointed out, they do have an excellent core of players. I don't think they're going to bring Bellinger back. I think he's going to be way priced out of what they're willing to spend. Chris Kirshner just had a tweet. I guess Aaron Boone, either he caught him somewhere or he had some kind of media avail where he said that the Yankees have not spoken to Ime and didn't know if they would. So all the reporting we've seen, it doesn't feel like anything is shaking free there. I just think everybody has to be really, really patient. It's early. I think they're going to put 9 players on the field on opening day. I mean, I'm kind of comfortable with seeing what Jason Dominguez can do if it comes down to that. I see them picking up a righty bat. Laureano is out there, an excellent outfielder who had a good offensive year. I think they want to see what Spencer Jones can do. And the last thing is, and I know you've mentioned this on several occasions, the decision to offer Grisham the qualifying offer. I just think, and I think that will be proven to be a wise thing if they don't sign Bellinger.
But would it be a wise thing, Peter, if that's why they don't sign Bellinger? Because if Hal said it's ideal to stay under 300, well, you locked in 22. If you didn't have that 22, then you would be able to sign Bellinger. But since you have that 22, you're up to 280.
7 years and 200, 220, whatever it may be. I think, for me, the thought process is they couldn't afford to lose both. I think they've known for a long time.
I think you're right with that. And I think, the old bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, so they didn't want to gamble. They didn't know if they were going to get back Bellinger. And when you have an agent like Boris, it's a volatile situation. So they knew if they offered him the qualifying offer and they took it, then they had him. But again, 22. At the time, it seemed outrageous. Now, with Polanco getting 20, Hae-Sun Kim getting 20, it's not as outrageous as we initially thought. It's not. So we'll see what I'm loath to put a final grade on Stearns and what the Yankees have done until the work is done. Let's see what team reports to Tampa and Port St. Lucie, respectively. You can't say they're not doing anything and it's December 19th. You could say, okay, it's slow. I'm anxious. No, okay, that's fair. But you being anxious, your anxiety is not going to drive David Stearns and Brian Cashman to push the market. They're waiting to see exactly what the market is. Let's go to John in Bethlehem. John.
Hey, Michael. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm good, Michael. First of all, thank you for always taking my call all year long here. It's always good to talk with you, and I do honestly appreciate it, so thanks.
Thanks for making it. Thank you.
Yep. I don't think the Yanks should make too many moves, honestly. I think the Rosario signing is good. I think they have to bolster the bullpen. They're going to have a great starting staff, let's just say June 1st.
Right.
I don't see an urgency for a pitcher. I think we go with the Yarboroughs and, the others on the staff now. I just don't see anything beneficial. They won 94 games. I don't see the urgent need other than, they got to get some more bullpen help for sure, because we know that these become bullpen games every time.
But one thing, though, John, they won 94 games, but if you erase Bellinger from that equation, are they going to win 94 games again?
Good point. No, you're right.
Now, you are adding Garrett Cole, probably for about 22 starts. Cole. So that improves them. But, Will Warren did well. Clark Schmidt did well. A lot of guys picked up the slack. So can Jason Dominguez take that next step? Now, also, it was brought up, today that King signed a 3-year, $75 million deal. And there were several stories in the New York media last couple of days while the Yankees are in on King and Amai. I don't see it. I told you that. So I'm not playing Monday morning quarterback here. I don't see it. They don't need starting pitching. And if you're going to allocate your payroll in ways that you need, starting pitching is way, 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 way on the bottom of the list. Amai is going to cost a lot of money. King is $25 million. They're not going to do it. I mean, you take a look at their projected starting staff. Let's just say May 15th. Fried, Rodon, Cole, Schlittler, Warren, Heel. They don't need starting pitching. Certainly don't need it at the top of the market. So those stories never made sense to me. Sometimes you have to read the tea leaves. If, in fact, Hal gets his wish, his ideal, to stay under 300, you tell me how they go out and they spend $25 million on a pitcher and get the other pieces they need. It doesn't work that way. Now, there's a possibility they go over the 300. They've done it in the past where they've stated a desire. And if Brian goes to Hal and said, I think we need to do this, Hal listens to Brian. He really does. But at this point, there's a wish list. And way on the bottom of the wish list is a starting pitcher. So I don't think they were ever involved at King. And I'm somewhat sketchy that they're involved with Amai. It serves the agent's purpose to say that the Yankees are involved because it drives up the price, but I don't really think they were. All right, we'll come back, 2-pack for sure, as we finish up the week and lead you into Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. That's right here on ESPN New York.
It's time to gift, and PC Richard & Son experts will help you find the right gift for everyone on your list. Laptops from HP and Apple, countertop appliances from Cuisinart, GE, Breville, and more. Party speakers from JBL, headphones from Bose, video games like Xbox, PS5, and Arcade One. And we have all the best TVs from Samsung, LG, TCL, and Sony, and the best soundbars to go with them. So get gifting at PC Richard & Son.
Some stages celebrate. This one tests everything. Every drive, every approach, every putt. Pressure builds. Resilience matters. And history waits for the bold. In June, the 2026 U.S. Open Championship returns to the Hamptons at the iconic Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Experience the world's best golfers competing on one of the sport's most storied stages. Don't just watch greatness, experience it live at the 126th U.S. Open. Daily tickets are available now on SeatGeek.
Discover a driving experience crafted to inspire. At Garden City Mazda, exceptional design and sophisticated performance come together. During the Mazda More to Move You sales event, lease the 2025 Mazda CX-5 for $229 a month for 33 months. Or the 2025 Mazda CX-50 for $239 a month for 33 months. Both with $49.95 to its signing. It's the Mazda More to Move You sales event at Garden City Mazda. At Garden City Mazda, expect the exceptional.
When equipment breaks down and operations come to a halt, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With MaintainX, your team can access manuals from anywhere, create new procedures in minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Keep your operations moving, not your paperwork. Join over 11,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter x.com/AI.
Boxing is back at Madison Square Garden on Saturday, January 31st for the Ring 6. Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Power meets precision on boxing's biggest stage. This is one fight you won't want to miss. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com and watch every round live exclusively on DAZN.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
This holiday season, let Navy Federal Credit Union make moments feel extra special. With the Cash Rewards and Cash Rewards Plus cards, you can earn a $250 cash bonus when you spend $2,500 in the first 90 days. Offer ends January 1st, 2026, and you could earn up to 2% unlimited cash back while you shop. Join now at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Cashback terms and conditions apply. Visit NavyFederal.org/cash rewards for more information.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
you know what the music means. It's time for two-pack. For sure, I made 2 NFL picks. I am over 500 after going 2-0 last week. So I'm 15-14 on the season. I'm going to go local for one of the picks. It seems so obvious to me that it's too obvious. I'm a little bit concerned, but I'm going to go with it. Vikings are 3-point favorites over the Giants at MetLife. Now, I know that the Vikings offensive line is banged up, and the Giants can rush the passer, and if Abdul Carter showed up on time for all of his meetings, he could be a force again like he was last week. But how are the Giants and their bad secondary going to stop Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison? How are they going to do that? So I think that if the Giants are going to win a game the rest of the year, I think it's going to be against the Raiders, which would be unfortunate because then the Raiders would get the number 1 pick. But I think the Vikings win this game by 10 to 14 points. The 3 points, to me, make me a little suspicious. It seems a little light. Just a little light. So give me the Vikes, and I'll give the 3 points. The second game, interesting game, Broncos against the Jags. It's in Denver. Broncos are 3-point favorites. The Broncos have won 11 straight. The Jaguars have won 5 straight. The Broncos essentially are injury-free. But these games are mega important for the Broncos. They've got a young quarterback who's impressed me much more than I ever thought he would. Bo Nix is pretty good. I watched their last game, and he's on point, man. He could play. But they need to win their games. They need to have home field in the AFC. They get a bye, right? And the next 2 games to go to the Super Bowl would be in Denver. So Jags have played well, but let's see what they do against the Bronco defense. Let's see what they can concoct against the Bronco defense that's stout. So 3 points again. It's light. So I think the Broncos win this maybe by a touchdown, maybe 10 points. So give me the Broncos. I'll give the 3. Those are my 2 picks. We've got the Vikings over the Giants giving 3 at MetLife, and the Broncos over the Jags in Denver giving 3. Now, the Jets are 5.5-point underdogs to the Saints. Saints have played very well. I mean, a lot of people thought they'd have 1 or 2 wins for the whole year. Tyler Shuck has actually done quite well. So we'll see what the Jets can do in New Orleans. I mean, if you say, Michael, you have to make a pick, this is not one of my 2-pack. If you say, Michael, you have to make a pick, I'd give the 5.5. I don't know if Brady Cook's going to be able to put enough points on the board to keep it close, so I would give the 5.5. But that's not my pick. My pick, Vikings and the Broncos. Now, I don't know if you saw this. I'm going to give a little testimonial, a little class to all of our aspiring broadcasters that are out there, whether it's podcast or whatever the case may be. Anytime you're within a mic, and if you're watching me on ESPN's YouTube channel, I'm pointing to Mike. Never think you're off the air, ever. Because you'll say something, joking with the engineer, joking back at the studio, whatever the case may be, and somebody might hit the wrong button and you're on the air. And what you say goes out there and you own it. You can't say, well, I didn't say it on the air, but you said it. So this happened to the Flyers radio broadcaster, Tim Saunders. It's the 3rd period against the Sabres, and it's a television timeout. So they go to break, and Tim thinks that they went to break. And I guess somebody was doing something below where the announcers were sitting. And Tim just jokingly said, hey, while you're down there, would you mind? And he, made an oral sex joke. Went over the air. So somebody actually said, Tim, we're on the air. I think his analyst said, Tim, we're on the air. And you could hear the fright in his voice. No, really? It happens too often. Tom Brenneman's career was essentially ended by this. Open mic, close your mouth. When you're on the air, say what you're supposed to say on the air. And otherwise, don't. And if you want to joke around, you got to keep it clean. Everybody wants to make the truck laugh. Everybody wants to make the engineers laugh. Everybody wants to make the producers laugh. You got to do it, but you can't work blue. So Saunders, he's lucky, didn't get fired. He got suspended for 2 games. Open mic, close your mouth when you're at break. Or if you're asking your producer something, you could do that. That's fine. But you can't say that kind of stuff. All right, everybody. I am going to go on a little bit of a holiday break for the next 2 weeks. I can't thank you enough for what this first year from 1 to 3 has been. You've been so supportive. The calls have come in constantly. The audience is there. I love you for it. I really do. It's so amazing. There was some uncertainty when I left Don and Peter how it was going to go, but I think it's gone very, very well. I hope you think that as well. So I'll be back that Monday after New Year's Eve. So 2 weeks off, and we'll have great shows. Just won't be hosted by me, but I want you to continue to tune in. Coming up, you know the deal. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Really, whatever you celebrate, whether it be Hanukkah, Christmas, or Kwanzaa, please have the happiest holiday and the safest and healthiest New Year. I love you all. Thank you so much. And in the words of Billy Joel, life is a series of hellos and goodbyes. I'm afraid it's time for goodbye again. See everybody. Enjoy the weekend. Hey, the Winter Savings event is right now at Bay Ridge Mazda. Lease a 2025 Mazda CX-30S for as low as $169 per month, or the 2025 Mazda CX-5 Select for as low as $229 per month, and get as low as 0.9% APR financing rates on select models. Plus, enjoy 1 year complimentary of Bay Ridge Plus benefits like ding and dent coverage, key replacement, windshield protection, and roadside assistance. Visit them in Brooklyn or online at BayRidgeMazda.com. Bay Ridge Mazda, where confidence comes standard. See dealer for details.
When you're streaming Stranger Things on Netflix, hurry! Okay, wait! Don't take slow for an answer. Switch to Optimum Fiber for the fastest, most reliable, and most consistent internet speeds, starting at $25 a month. And this holiday season, get Netflix and so much more on us. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Whoa.